Welcome, my Facebook followers. Welcome, YouTubers. Welcome to my IG and my TikTokers. This is Street Savvy, the podcast. I'm Jay Works. Thank you for joining this great podcast. Let me start out by telling you folks right now, you guys have made Street Savvy, the podcast, #1 in the nation. #1, folks. #1 in the East Coast. That's huge. Excuse me, not nation, but on the East Coast, in the tri-state. You have made Street Savvy, the podcast, and this gracious host, Jay Works, #1 on your target list. #1 on your bucket list to watch in the morning, afternoon, or at night. Listen, folks, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. We got several networks, hopefully wishing and praying, signing us. But if not, I'm going to keep on being in your front room, your living room, and your ears and your eyes with this beautiful voice. So thank you again, folks. And we got a great topic for you today. Great topic. The topic is marriage, family, friends, and business. If you're divorced, do you leave it or do you take them with you? That's going to be the thing today, folks. But furthermore, we got other news in the world we want to get at. We definitely want to get at. Where are my followers at? Let's go. Let's get them up there. Let's go. Well, we got some good news in the world today. We're gonna drop it on you. Well, we don't got good news. We got some news. Well, in your sports news, as you see, I don't wear no other apparel. No other apparel on this podcast. I don't care where I'm at. I don't promote nobody else. Today, I got the Boston Celtics vintage hat, Paul Pierce vintage 34 jersey. I don't know if you can see it, folks. But this is my guy. Back in the day, Paul Pierce can do no wrong. You know, a lot of things happened to the guy in his career as a Boston Celtics. He's a Hall of Famer, first ballot. He's 1 and 2 on the scoring list. His defense was impeccable. He was the first slow best step guy I've ever seen with the two-step cross, step back, to hit that three or hit that jumper. Paul Pierce was that guy in Boston. No problem, no questions asked. The truth. Because Shaq gave him that name, the truth. He was that guy. And I tell you, folks, he lived up to it. So what I'm doing today is I'm just wearing, because I'm feeling good about my Celtics. They third in all of NBA teams on the power list. They second in conference, third in the league in wins and losses. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers and Oklahoma City Thunder and the Boston Celtics. 1, 2, 3 in the league. Scoring, rebound, defense, and offense as well. The Celtics lead the league in three-point shooting, almost at 22 three-pointers per game. Some games is 30, averaging 30 three-point shots a game. That's crazy, because 3 times 30 to me is 90. Easy. So, you know, it happens, 3 times 25 is 75. You already know what the goal is, the math is. But our Celtics is there. They're the best in the division in their own right when they play and they full healthy. So that yes. In other news in sports, football heading to playoff, folks. The National Football League is heading to the playoffs, and if your team is there, so be it. My team, the Boston Celtics. The Dallas Cowboys. Oh my God, I had a brain fart there. The Dallas Cowboys. We've been out 4 or 5 weeks ago, but hey, they tried. We had one of the worst losses of the year yesterday. The Philadelphia Eagles just dominated us. That running back over there, I'm not even gonna say his name. Kudos, the guy ran over for 2,000 and something yards for a single season record, and he's gonna break the all-time single season record next week. He'll need 100 and something yards to pass that. So, folks, Football is in its highness right now. It's at the best it can be. The league is there. The league is there. You got the Baltimore Ravens. You got Buffalo Bills. They're the top two, 1 and 2, maybe in the league, And also you got the Kansas City Chiefs. They top 2, top 3 in the league, if you ask me. And you got other teams that's gonna be there. And you got the Bengals. They've been surging. The quarterback's been surging. The team's been surging. So it's 4 teams in the league can win it any given day. But the playoffs is going to be real tough. The Detroit Lions, super tough. Super tough. They're going to be tough coming out. A lot of great teams going to be tough there down in Tampa Bay. They're going to be tough coming out. So there's a lot of things, in NFL, you guys can be really great fans and really get your Sundays on. The next several weeks, NFL is going to be lighting them up, including the Rams. A lot of teams are sticking around. So, folks, if your team ain't in there, so be it. Your Giants, your Raiders, your Cowboys, your Jets. God damn them Jets. They seem to just get a loss every week. And there's other teams down the road down there too. The Indianapolis Colts, another team in the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of teams just ain't making the cut. But hey, NFL is, and that's great for the news of sports. And in baseball, Red Sox, hopefully we got some signings. I ain't heard too much yet. The winter meetings about to go on. They should be on pretty soon. Winter meetings, if you guys know what the winter meetings is, it's when all the GMs and owners get together at a secluded site, great weather. Normally it's out in Phoenix, Arizona, or sometimes in Vegas. They get together and sign the free agency, these big free agents. Now, the biggest free agent is off the market. He's at the New York Mets. I guess he played first base or right field. First base for the Yankees. The Mets signed him. So the pitcher is off the market too as well. So the Red Sox, we got to get some picking. We got to pick our choices and pick our poisons. So Red Sox, if you listen to this podcast, let's get busy. We can't be in the cellar 3 years in a row. We ain't doing it. We're just not doing it. That's right for you sports fans. In other news, I was scrolling through the internet today, right? Entertainment news. And I said, let me see who's the top paid actress, women actress, for the 2024. Let me tell you something. This list has no African Americans at all. And there's some real great African Americans, actors and actresses out there in the world today. Box office that I've been seeing, especially the Denzel side. I mean, whoa, the brother, it's coming. Will Smith coming back with the music, and et cetera, et cetera. But on this list, it's 10 Caucasian women. From Angelina Jolie, to Emily Stone, to Jennifer Lawson, just to name a few. It is serious. This list is mind-boggling. Us black folks, we still not getting the work and the gratitude out in Hollywood that we should get, or the kudos. And I'm here to say it. In my whole lifetime, I've never seen a black woman or a black man get the achievements or the gratitude or the pay from Hollywood. Have yet seen it. And the several few was getting it, the Samuel Jacksons of the world, the Denzel Washingtons. I don't know no black woman that's next to these two guys and pay. It's been a few, wow. I can't even one on the top of my head. And I guess Monique was right. On all the hoopla y'all say she caused, allegedly, and came after people, the production teams and these big hitters from Hollywood. Monique is right. Y'all guys are proving it right. And Cat Williams, he said they'll block you in Hollywood if you ain't one of the elites, if you ain't one of the puppets. And I don't see no black women, no black men on this list. That's entertainment news. In world news, we have lost a late great one. Excuse me. We have lost a great one. Yeah, folks, we have lost a great one. One of our ex-presidents, Jimmy Carter. Back in the day, let me give you a story, quote unquote, allegedly, when I was a child, when I was a kid, Jimmy Carter, they nicknamed him the first black president. The first black president. He was raised on plantations by black folk. By black folk. And that's the legacy he upheld. When he got in the White House, late 70s, early 80s, he was a one-term president, but he left a large impression on the world, not just the United States, but on the world as a president of the United States of America. He was straightforward. He was for the people. He was against a lot of things, which is the Vietnam War, allegedly, on how it was pertaining. Not guys going over fighting, but how it was pertaining, how it left our guys, men and women, from the drug epidemic, as well as a lot of other things. Men and women come home not having jobs. Jimmy Carter wasn't with that, and then President Reagan after then took over. But Jimmy Carter died at the age 100. 100, folks. I'm trying to get to 100. God bless Jimmy Carter's soul. Jimmy Carter, he went from being a peanut butter farmer to a one-term president, winning a nomination. And that's huge. That's huge, folks. So Jimmy Carter, may he rest in peace. God bless his soul. Yes, indeed. That's the world news. We got no Trump news. We got no Diddy news. We ain't getting that here. Period. Period. Okay, folks. Let's get into our topic. Yes. Our topic of the day, folks, is a real good one. It's marriage, family, and friends, and business. If you divorce, do you still be friends? You take them with you? How do it sit on your poor heart? Well, for starters, folks, I always start my segments off with talking about memoir, me. Because that's what this show is vaguely based on. Living the truth in the life and things I've seen, heard, or done, or been involved in. I'm not here to shun nobody, not here to push anybody's dirty laundry out there, but here to speak some volume to what life is all about, what life brings us. I tell you what, marriage is hard on all of us. Anyone who's been married or is married, marriage is hard on a black man anywhere you at. I don't care if you're in the bottom of the world, if you're in Australia, you're in Africa, somewhere in Southeast Asia, if you're over in Russia, which a lot of us ain't in Russia. There's only 3,000, 4,000 of us, quote unquote, allegedly, in Russia. But in Alaska, I don't know how many of us in Alaska. I heard we got quite a few, but it less often goes over there. But anyways, it's hard to be a black man and married in the United States in the world today. We go through a lot of all challenges. A lot of us, if we don't have the wherewithal of work, or having a great work history, a great work ethic of going out there providing for yourself as well as others. I'm one myself. I've been working all my life. I've been taking care of children all my life. Teenage years, adult years, you name it, middle-aged years. I'm still raising kids today. Not one day I go out there and not to take care of no one. Not one day. And when you marry, you become one. But is that true? Is it true, or is the man become that one huge provider and with all the weight on his shoulder? All the weights. A man don't got to lift weights when he married. Allegedly. Because he got all the weights he need on his mind, body, and soul. And definitely on them broad shoulders. A man is hit with a lot coming through the door. When them vows are said, oh my brother. Oh my brother. And vice versa for a woman. Same exact. When you married, it's tough. But I only can speak up on a man. It's been tough for me being married. I ain't been the best husband. And I damn sure ain't been the worst. But I've been a provider every day since I've been married with my wife. And before that, because I just knew that's what it was. That's what I was seeing from my dad. He's been married over 40 some odd years. That's what I've seen from friends and families that's been married. But some days are harder than others. When you got mental illness, you got bills, you got occupation issues, health issues, day-to-day issues, financial issues. Those things be burden on a person's heart and mind and soul. In these days, I walk out the house and be like, whoa, whoa. If I run, what would I do? What would my children say? Because I don't give a damn about nobody else talking to me about what I did and what I didn't do. Because they talk about Jesus. So they're going to talk about me when I'm dead or not. And over here in New York State, they got this saying, word to me or word to this name. Please, y'all, don't say word to Jay Works when I pass or when I leave the town or whatever. Please, I don't like that bull. Don't pry on this gracious name or this pretty natural hair on my head. Don't pry on it. Don't word to me for nothing. Either you're a good man or a bad man. That's all you can really probably say about me. Because all the bull crap I don't want to hear. But anyways, it's hard. It's hard for me. It has been hard for me to just subject anything on my wife or inject anything in a conversation because that's not what happens in my house. It's not a regular average marriage. I don't think no marriage is. I only can talk about mine. It's just hard, folks. You know, when a person asks me, let me phrase that. I got several friends, right? Close friends of mine. And before I got married, I told them both. I said, listen, I'm about to get married. Both of these persons told me, and I quote, hey, you sure you want to do that? You sure you're ready for that? You can't take that back. And that's why this can't do this and can't do that no more. And I said, you know what? If I'm making a mistake, this is something I got to live with and deal with on my own. And I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to face it. I'm not going to run. Well, my God, my two friends, y'all statement was never wrong. And as y'all know, I ain't ran. But as y'all know, it's been hard for me to stick it out, to be a married man. I have so many devilish and whorish ways I had to get rid of. And it still follows me today. It haunts me. On one instance, it's been said is I'm not this, I'm not that. As far as me being a husband, I get a C plus. Cause I know I can have many more improvement. But anybody who's married, it's got to be a 50-50 thing. 50-50, because if it's not 50-50, it's not really happiness. And the small things I'm here to tell you folks, it counts in a marriage or relationship. And some days where I'm sitting at and where I'm at, some days are better than the others. Do I wish some days that I never got joined into a tangle? Of course I do. Hell yeah. Because I'm going to tell you one reason. Child support, right? When you married and you owe arrears or child support to someone else who don't give a damn about you, or children that you had out of wedlock, or with some person who you and them always in a quarrel, guess who pays for it? The other person in your marriage, your wife or your husband. Things of that nature. And that happened to me once or twice, and I had to really tell my wife, here you go. Whatever they take, I'm going to give it to you. Because you didn't know my kids. So my kids are not your responsibility. And that's one of the hardest reasons in marriage. Mental responsibility, mental anguish is a huge part of marriage. If you don't know, ask somebody. Ask somebody. Mental illness is in a lot of relationships, especially marriages. And a lot of us, we didn't get a handbook on marriage. And we damn sure didn't get a handbook on mental illness or mental challenges. Folks, we all faced with a lot of mental issues, all of us. Because none of us was born with a silver spoon in our mouth. None of us. A lot of us wasn't born with a household with a father and a mother, struggling or winning with occupations they need, provide for all of us. A lot of us wasn't. Some of us, our father's been in jail all our life. Some of us, our mother been dope fiends or this and that, or tried any means necessary to get things to provide for us. A lot of those things of that nature. A lot of us didn't have it. So to learn to be married or to be loved by someone or to love someone or respect someone, we have to find those ways as we go. We have to earn or love those ways as we go. And it's hard. I tell you, some days it's hard to love my wife like I loved her yesterday. Because mental illness won't let me love her like I should. On every angle. It's just what it is. Because if you don't see this 50-50, you will never have it at home. You get beatered and battered and dumped on when there's mental illness involved. I'm telling you, folks, I don't care if you're white, black, green, or purple, or Hispanic, Jamaican, African, Chinese, Vietnamese, half black or whatever, half white. That shit follows you. Mental illness is a crisis. And it's in a lot of marriages, and we don't face it, and we don't face the truth, we don't face the matter of fact, and we don't face it head on. Because it'd be one-sided. Yes, indeed, I love the woman I married, but goddamn, it's so hard to be married. Mental illness leaves a track in a trail, and it's every day. And how I do repetitive thinking and repetitive responsibility to each mental illness issues in around me, I handle them one by one on a day-to-day basis. I'm no psychologist. I'm no physician. I am human. And some days it takes more than that to deal with what I deal with on a daily basis. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you folks know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure a lot of you folks are by yourself because certain things you can't handle about yourself. So you rather not put it on someone else. And I'm not blaming anyone. I can't blame no one. I'm not in those shoes. And I stand 10 toes on that. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best. And I'm not batting 1,000. I'm batting 420. And that's good enough for me. Divorce is always imminent when you're in a marriage when mental illness or 50-50 is not at stake. Or when it's one-sided. Or you got to lock ass on the bills every month. Or on the mortgage, or the water bill, or the electricity bill, or the car note, or the car insurance. That's not 50-50 if you got to lock ass and argue over it. Or rob Peter to pay Paul, if you know those instances. Or those are phrases with that. Because I'm not here to be appraised. And your mate ain't either. But goddamn, some respect and love and honesty and some TLC matters when a person is going an extra mile in a marriage or relationship that has mental illness a part of it. And I ain't no damn Dr. Phil, but he ain't gonna tell you nothing different. I promise you that. It's not damn a month or a year go by, I don't contemplating being by myself. And I hear a lot of us, I don't want to die alone. I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to do this. Man, listen. If you got all these traits and woulda, couldas, and all these can't get right, or all these yellings or arguments around kids, man, tied up with mental illness and tied up with 60-40 or 70-30, you could do bad by your damn self. And that's my honest opinion. I'm not injecting nothing. I'm not procrastinating some words. This is directly from a soul who's witnessed and seen and going through it day to day. And guess what? All of us want someone to love them or want to be loved by someone. But how can someone love you or you love someone when they don't love their self or they broken and damaged? How could you? It's no payoff in that. It's no winning the race. It's no whining and dining. How can you take a person outside of your home when everything's an argument inside of your home or in the car? How can you enjoy your weekend or just a day or hour together when it's not together at all? Because we all talk physical and mental, right? Let me give you a lesson. And this is not science, this is for real, for real. If I cut you today, walk up to you, cut you with a butter knife, right in your arm, slash you on your arm, how is that going to affect you? For one, damn, Jay just cut me. Knowing I'm that type of person, I'm not going to run up on nobody and just cut them. So that's the mental aspect, right? But the physical is, that scar is going to heal and turn into a scab. If I'm right, of course I'm right. Every cut, every wound is always healing to a scab. So the physical, it's going to heal. But the mental part of it is, why did Jay cut me? See how simple it is? A lot of things is mental that we go through day by day, every moment. And if it ain't right for you, it's mentally bothering you. Someone's mentally throwing negativity and adjustments on you. It's worse than a cut, a stab, or a shot wound any day. Because you're going to heal from those. But the mental part is hard to digest, folks. It's hard to digest. And when you married, divorce is always intimate. When all of those particles just keep mashing together. No one got to tell you, yo, you need to move on. You need to get divorced. You see it. And I'm very private of what I do. I don't mention people in my business. I like the umbrella. I like the bubble. Because I was raised in a big family. A lot of crazy shit. But I'm always a leader. I'm not a follower. My name is Jay Works. And if you don't know what that means, you better ask somebody. And so when you put that all up into being a man or woman you are, and you get all those compartments in a component, psychologically, that don't work for a good woman or man who works every day, who provides every day, who worry about bills, mortgage, the little things, the big things. Stocking, scrunchie, pads, food, car note, electric bill, hairdos. That shit will wear and tear on any man or any woman. On top of the mental illness block, hit. And that's why, again, I go back to saying no man who's in the marriage, who got all of those components, should have to lift weights. He got all the weights on his shoulder. He got all the weights on him. What's up, guys? You know, marriage is not for everyone. And sometimes I look myself, myself, and I in the mirror and say, was it for me? When you used to something, fellas, and you used to doing it a certain way, shit, you get in a marriage, boy. It's not your way, it's the highway. And I got a strong woman around me who works every day. Be with the kids a lot, too much, some would say. But Lord help me. On social issues, social development, minimum management, heights of hypotheses is opportunities, injection or involvement, and less compensation in any marriage, and by first, TLC, before you touch the floor, every day, if that ain't right, you ain't never gonna be right. On any level. I feel sorry for any man to go through what I've gone through. And I'm gonna tell you why. A man like me stick around with issues in the home, and not the bad ones, but the ones that's just overwhelmed. I had a father, have a father, great man, great working man, stayed on the job, took care of business, loved his wife unconditionally because she was a stay-home mom, and got busy with 4 knucklehead boys and 2 daughters and a third. My stepmother was the best, regardless what her and my dad ever went through. And my dad was a hawk when it came to us. Me and my brother took my dad through hell in our juvenile years. From murder cases to stolen cars to B&Es, you name it. Pistol charges, drug charges. Me and my brother Jermaine was, what? And then my younger brothers coming behind us was even different. In their own right. Between me and my 4 brothers, it's almost 40 years of imprisonment. And I did the less time of everybody. Because jail ain't for me. I ain't going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you. Jail is not for me. Not for me to be bumped with some brother watching me shit, piss, and eat. Cry, push up, sit up, and wipe. All in one. Hell nah. Jail is not for Jay Works. Period. But I'm going to do what I got to do for mines. I'll lay down and go to hell for all of mines. No question. Period. You ain't got to ask nobody that. You can see that. So my dad raised us so willingly to be who we are, with conversation, with ass whoopers and intended. I had to be a better man than I am today. I had to be an understanding man that I am today. But God damn it, mental illness is a monster. Even he couldn't prepare me for that. No bull. So folks, I'm going to end this conversation by saying this. When you're in a marriage, men or women, any situational issues, mental illness, buildingness, TOC, look yourself in the mirror first. Because the only person and the only thing that got to live with it, and that person, place, or thing, which is a noun, is you. At the end of the day, if you got to question anything your wife or your husband do at any type of moment, or your spouse or your longtime girlfriend, and it's bothering you mentally and physically, you look yourself in the mirror. It only takes one time. Either if you ugly or cute or gorgeous, and some of us is beautiful in our own way. In our own way, some of us look good in their own way. You better ask yourself that question. Is it? Is it? Good for me to stay or go? Because when you're in a marriage, it hurts everybody, not just you. Staying or leaving. Break the cycle, folks. Don't keep it going, because it weighs heavily on your heart. God bless America. Thank all my YouTubers, Facebookers, YouTube Live, TikTok, IG for tuning in. This is Jay Works, and this lovely podcast that you made #1 in the tri-state and East Coast. This is Street Savvy. I love you, folks. Hey, Miss Jackson, Mr. Jackson as well, Miss Givens, my people. I love you guys. God bless.